The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple as darkness crept into the heart of the jungle. The night was alive with the symphony of crickets and the distant calls of nocturnal creatures. But amidst this chorus of sounds, an eerie silence hung in the air. It was a silence that spoke of unseen eyes watching, of dangers lurking in the shadows. Deep in this labyrinth of trees, the mighty elephants were making their way to the river, their heavy footsteps drumming a solemn beat on the forest floor, their forms casting long, eerie shadows in the fading light. Among them was a young calf, its playful squeals echoing through the trees. It was a joyous sound, innocent and carefree, a stark contrast to the tension that thrummed beneath the surface. Hidden in the tall, thick grass, a pair of eyes burned with an intense golden glow. They belonged to a lion, his gaze unwavering, his body tensed and ready to spring. Hunger gnawed at his belly, a constant reminder of his desperate need for survival. His ears, like two radar dishes, picked up the slightest sound from the approaching elephants. And when he saw the small calf wandering a little further from the herd, his predatory instincts took over. This was his chance, a free meal and a glimmer of hope in his struggle to survive. With a sudden burst of energy, he launched himself from his hiding spot. He was a blur of tawny muscle and sharp teeth, a wild, hungry spirit unleashed. The lion's roar echoed through the jungle, a primal scream that spoke of his power and his desperation. He had chosen his prey and nothing would stand in his way. But just as the lion was about to make his move, a loud, deep sound reverberated through the jungle. It was the sound of an elephant's trumpet, a sound that carried the urgency of danger and the strength of unity. The mother elephant, her senses attuned to the rhythm of the wild, had sensed the danger. Her trumpeting call sliced through the night, a rallying cry that echoed the heartbeat of the entire herd. In response to their matriarch's call, the elephants surged forward, their pace quickening, their ears now like battle flags, rustling in the evening breeze. The young calf, sensing the shift in atmosphere, turned and looked back, its innocence replaced by a flicker of understanding. It was a look that transcended its years, a silent plea for protection. The lion, taken aback by the sudden change, skidded to a halt. His eyes, which moments ago were filled with predatory gleam, now reflected confusion and a touch of fear. In the vast expanse of the jungle, the elephants stood as a united force, their numbers creating a protective circle around the vulnerable calf. And within this circle of strength, the lion found himself isolated, his power suddenly diminished, his confidence shaken, yet his hunger and desperation were still powerful motivators. With a defiant snarl, he made one final attempt to break through the elephant's ranks. He lunged forward, his claws extended, his teeth bared in a snarl. For a moment, it seemed as if the lion's ferocity might prevail. Then a young bull elephant swung his massive trunk, connecting with the lion's shoulder with a resounding thud. The impact sent the lion sprawling to the ground, the wind knocked out of him. The fight that followed was a spectacle of raw power and determination. The lion, wounded but not subdued, continued to lash out, his claws leaving deep furrows in the elephant's skin. The elephants, enraged by the lion's audacity, responded with a force that shook the jungle floor. Their tusks clashed like the swords of warriors. Their feet pounded the earth, sending tremors through the undergrowth. The young calf, unharmed but shaken, huddled close to its mother, its wide eyes reflecting the chaos of the fight. The rest of the jungle denizens, be it the nimble monkeys or the stealthy leopards, watched from a distance, their own instincts telling them to stay clear of the raging battle. As the fight reached its climax, the great bull elephant stepped forward. His tusks were like curved scimitars, his eyes blazing with righteous anger. With a final mighty charge, he slammed into the lion, pinning him to the ground. The lion, his strength ebbed away. His struggles slowly ceased. He looked up at the bull elephant, his defiant snarl now a whimper of defeat. Slowly, the bull elephant lifted his massive frame off the lion, giving the defeated predator a chance to escape. The lion, nursing his wounds and his tail between his legs, retreated into the shadows of the jungle, disappearing from the clearing as quickly as he had appeared. The elephants, their bodies bruised but spirits high, gathered around the calf, their trumpeting echoing through the jungle, this time filled with triumph and reassurance. As they made their way to the river, their steps were lighter, their spirits lifted. The young calf, safe in the heart of the herd, looked back at the retreating figure of the lion. There was no fear in his eyes, only a newfound respect for the power of unity and courage. That night, the jungle learned a powerful lesson. True strength lay not just in individual power, but in the bond of unity, the courage to face fear, and the unwavering commitment to protect one another.